Will you get married? I only have 15 minutes to give you this and I got to let you go. Maybe, maybe not. Everyone won't get married. Now hear me. Everyone knows that. That's common sense, right? Common sense takes over when everything else fails. Everyone knows that everyone won't get married. We understand that. However, we live a life anticipating and almost grieving over the fact that we're not married according to society's timetable for our lives. So we all know common sense that everybody will not get married. Now, on bandwidth, get this. I'm not going to be doing a lot of preaching, but I love the word. So I'm going to be referencing the word sometimes. I want to preach, but I got to have, discipline, right? But it's not biblical. You can't even find it in scripture. You can't find it in scripture that the mandate for your life is marriage. The mandate, hear me. You can't even find, it's not biblical. It's religious. It is religious, right? We see it in denominations. The first thing you do, watch this, the first thing you do when you start dating somebody is in certain denominations. I'm not going to call the denominations. Then people be inboxing me saying, you coming from my denomination. I'm not going to call it. But in the church, I'll say in the church, a lot of denominations, they enforce marriage. Why? Because of a misinterpretation of text. It's better to marry than to burn. Paul was not saying it's better to marry than to burn in hell. He was not talking about that. He was saying burn with passion, burn with sexual craving. So he was saying, hey, if you can't hold out, go ahead and marry, because it is not necessary. Hear me. If you don't have the grace and the discipline, right, to hold out sexually, go ahead and marry. Here's my point. In the church, we have made it a standard for everybody to get married. Everybody, go ahead and get married. That's what you do when you get saved. Find you a wife, find you a husband. And then if you want to find somebody quality, you come to the church. But that's what people do. We enforce it and we inflict it. Watch this. Hear me. And I understand it. I think, hear me. We have to understand marriage is beautiful. Marriage is godly. It is one of the most beautiful institutions and things that you could ever do. However, there are prerequisites and preparatory actions that one must do. I believe one should complete. There is a certain level of readiness. You will not be fully ready for marriage. We understand that. But there are certain levels there's a certain readiness that one should be in, a state of thinking before they get married, right? But it's not biblical that everyone must be married. We got to stop telling people that, right? And so we know this, that everybody will not get married. However, though it's common sense, though the average person, if you ask them, hey, will everybody get married? They'll say, no, not everyone will get married. But we live a life. We start to have a lot of warfare. We start to have, I'll use another, we start to panic, especially women. Love y'all, but you all start to panic if you are not married by 17. Something's wrong. You just got in the world. 23, I ain't married yet. 25, I ain't married yet. Something must be wrong with me. I must be ugly. God, why have you forsaken me, God? You're 25 years old, and you're attaching the lack of marriage with your self-esteem. It is a culture. Hear me. We have been conditioned as a culture. Men, listen, boys, they tell us, go and play sports. They give us some type of super trooper or some type of soldier, right? Girls, they automatically hear me, society automatically conditions you for marriage. You are the Barbie and the Ken. The tucks, the toys kind of condition you for marriage. Television conditions the female for marriage. So once a young lady turns 25, she's starting to think maybe something is wrong with me because I'm not married. And then don't let her turn 28 or 29. The world is coming to an end because you're not married yet. Oh my God. Right? It's a cultural conditioning. And then our families, we get around our families. We go to the holidays and go to the what do you call it? The family reunions and stuff like that. And the family say, you ain't married yet. You ain't married yet. And so we leave the family union. And for a few days, we're like, man, I'm not married. Why am I not married? And then don't let one of your line sisters or one of your homeboys or one of your friends get married. Post the pictures. They got the pictures, went and got them a photographer, then got the same shoes on in the picture. And oh my goodness. You start tripping. You start wanting you want the pictures, and you want to pose on the car, and you want to do all of this stuff. And you start thinking that something is wrong with you because you're not married. You just got into the world yesterday, but you start thinking that something is wrong with you because you're not married yet. And it is a cultural conditioning that we have to kind of unearth. All right. We have to reverse that. So watch this. Pew Research, P-E-W, Pew Research concluded in September of 2020 that 25% of millennials will never be married. 25% of millennials will never be married. Pew also predicted that Gen Z will say, not I do, but I won't, concerning marriage. That millennials, if you're tripping now about the decline in marriage, 25% of millennials will never get married. Millennials are between the ages of 24 and 40. Millennials, 25% of us will never get married. Watch this. It's going to increase or get worse. Gen Z, the prediction is Gen Z will not get married. Every man will not get married. Every woman will not get married. Now let's pause. Ladies, say, hey, understand this, that the likelihood of a man getting married earlier or quicker than you is very high. I hear women from time to time say stuff like this. I have options. No, you don't. You have sex options. You don't have options until you have multiple men ready, willing, begging to commit to you. You do not have options if you have people in your DM. Men have options. You know why? Because women, the average woman, is typically looking to see if he's husband material. The average man, we're thinking about wife material, but we don't think about wifey material until we're ready to settle down. The first thing we're thinking about, especially if you go to an encounter, you heard the message that I preached yesterday. Hear me. The average young man is not thinking about marriage first. He's thinking about sex. Hello? Thinking about sex. So ladies, understand this. Just because you got somebody in your DM saying, hey, beautiful, and then you got another cat in your DM saying, hey, gorgeous, and you got another cat in your DM, when you gonna let me take you out? All of those are inquiries to sleep with you, not to marry you. Understand that. The average man, hear me, men have more options than women. Because a woman is, the average woman, I'll say the average woman is looking to see if this is a cat I can marry. The average man, he has to decide to even start thinking like that. He's really trying to have sex. Right? So understand that you don't have more options than men. You have more. You may have a lot of men trying to sleep with you, but you may not have a lot of men trying to marry you. So hear me. I know this culture is very arrogant. Ladies, you all have become, I get it. Y'all are trying to make it. You're doing it. You're killing it. The men that we're producing in our society, we have not a lot of us, not every one of us, because there are some amazing men. Specifically, there's some amazing black men in the world. But generally speaking, what I've seen, the condition of the woman is because she's been disappointed in the male, the African-American male. So we're starting to see that woman emerge and rise and be empowered and not wait on a man to rescue her. However, ladies, we have to kind of humble down and understand that, get this, I don't care how much you have. I don't care how successful you are. You may not get married, or you may get married, or you may get married a little older than the last, I'll say 20 years. We've seen people get married, and our white brothers and sisters, they get married. They be 18, coming out of high school, walking down the aisle. They don't even go to school for it. Matter of fact, they get married freshman year of college, start having kids sophomore year, right? Our culture, African-American culture, a little different. You have to understand this. The culture is changing, you all. So some of us, a lot of us may get married a little older, and we're going to talk about why. Here are reasons why people are not getting married so soon. Here's why people are not getting married as quickly, y'all. Give you a few things, and then I'm going to give you some things you can be doing while you're waiting, okay? Reasons why people are not getting married. Number one, ladies, this is really for you. This is really for you. Men, you will get this, y'all. Men, I'm trying to tell you, there are some women out there, they think like you. They'll hurt your feelings. So don't ever be arrogant. Don't ever think a woman can't hurt you. These women, these are new women, y'all. These are new women. Men, don't be arrogant. Understand that these are new women. These women are not, listen, these women will cheat on you with another woman. You heard me? This is the culture that we're living in. Don't be arrogant, my guy. Don't think you got it like that. There are some women out there that they will just use you for sex. And they'll tell you, all right, I don't need no commitment. I don't want your money. I got all that. You can't do nothing for me. Just give me some sex from time to time and I'm good. Understand that. So don't ever be arrogant in this regard. Don't ever be arrogant in this regard. So humble yourself down, my guy. Humble yourself down, my G. And just listen to the information. You heard me. All right. Here's why ladies specifically, get this, don't miss this. Reasons why men are not marrying as quickly as we used to. Number one, people are more focused on their careers now. People are just focused on their careers, you guys. Marriage in a long-term committed relationship can take away from time and attention to get that bag. Everybody, listen, people ain't talking about marriage as much as they're talking about the bag. I'm trying to get 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 the bag, right? Everybody wants the bag. So people are not getting married as quickly because people are trying to build. People are trying, listen, let me tell you what social media has done. Social media has created a culture of lions. Listen, millennials, Gen Z, what? We're not sheep. We're lions. People are hungry. People are like, hold on, you can make a meal like that. And listen, I can make a meal before I'm 30. Yeah, social media, every time you see somebody come out with an invention or come out with something, it's stirring up that hunger in a lot of people. So people are like, man, no, you mean to tell me hear me? People are saying this. You mean to tell me I don't have to work on one job for 20 years? I can literally be a millionaire in a year or two? That's what the pandemic came and showed us. It forced us to be innovative. Hear me. It forced listen, if your mama and daddy were married and all that stuff like that, get this. Let me tell you if you didn't come from a wealthy background, let's say you came from a middle age and down, not a middle age, but a middle class and under type environment, family dynamic. Listen, hear me. If you didn't come from riches and wealth and stuff like that, this generation of millennials, they're sitting there saying, I'm not about to work on no job for 20 something years and only make $50,000. It ain't about to happen. So people are focused. This generation of millennials, listen, as a preacher, as a pastor, people are lions. You have to help them. You have to help them grow spiritually, and you got to help them tame that ambition, because that ambition can kill you. However, they are hungry. These people are hungry. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, man, these people are millionaires, 27, 28, 29. So people are focused on careers. They're like, look, a relationship being tied down, all of that is going to take my focus. So you may not see people so interested in getting married primarily. And some of y'all need to be more lions than you are trying to be a wife, because you broke. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing to offer. You need to get some of that lion spirit in you while you're sitting around twiddling your fingers saying, where my husband at? You get some money. Yeah, get some money. $50,000 a year is no longer anything to celebrate. That's change. For this culture, for this culture, you tell them $50,000 a year, that's a starting salary. That's not success. Not this culture. No. So people are focused. Number two, ladies, I want you to understand this. Some men, they want to wait until they're a little older to start having children. Understand that. Some men want children, but as culture evolves and advances, men typically, people primarily think, okay, marriage, then children, right? So men kind of stall on that because they understand what it takes to raise a family, have children. So men typically, some men, this is not everybody, just find out where you fit in that. Some men are saying, yo, no, I'm cool. I want to get married right now because I don't want to be forced to have children, right? So that's one dynamic. Number three, this culture wants to avoid, get this, y'all, I'm just telling you, I know some of you all may feel hit. Don't feel hit. It's just the reality of it. Millennials are not getting married as quickly because they want to avoid divorce and what it takes financially to divorce. It's real talk. You see divorce. Listen, that's the danger of divorce. The danger of divorce, creating a culture of divorce. Divorce, I turn around, divorce. People are like, no. I'm not about to get married. And the average marriage won't, in today's society, doesn't last to about 3 to 5 years. They're like, no, I'm gonna avoid that at all costs. It's expensive, so I'm not gonna get married when we may or may not make it anyway. So keep that in mind. Is it a fear factor, or is it more so, hey, hear me, is it fear? Some people say, well, that's fear. The devil is a liar, and we come against divorce. Listen, we're not talking about it. We're talking about reality. The reality of it is, if you see divorce at a rapid rate, the next generation say, I don't want to go through that, so let me just avoid it. Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with you saying, you know what, I don't necessarily want to go down that path. If I saw my parents get a divorce, if I saw that person get a divorce, that person, my friend's parents got a divorce, that culture is like, I'm not trying to rush into that, right? Not to say that we won't do it, but it may not be something that people are rapidly rushing into. All right, let's keep going. This is what a lot of men think. A lot of men fear that marriage will require too many changes and compromises. Hear me. So the answer to that is don't get married then, because marriage will require, it will demand you to adjust, change, compromise. However, you want to know why no one is asking to marry you. A lot of men are saying, I like my freedom. I like my space. I like my time. I like how I've been doing it, blah, 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 blah. So they kind of stall or move their feet. We move our feet a little slowly because I don't know if I'm ready to compromise. I don't know if I'm ready to be flexible and really, have to make the adjustments to have another person. You need to understand that. These are some of the reasons why. And then you can't get this, and you can't try to sit down and talk to your partner and be like, you can still be how you are right now. You're lying to them. No, if they're saying they're not ready to make those types of adjustments, believe them. Maya Angelou says, when a person shows you who they are the first time, believe them. So if a man or a woman is telling you, hey, I don't necessarily know if I want to get married right now because it may require too many compromises and too many changes, do not try to manipulate them and control them into, oh no, you can, because it's a lie. You're lying. There are compromises. You will have to compromise. You will have to change. You will have to shift when you get married. So if a person is saying they're not willing to do that, hey, we can date. I love dating, but marriage takes another level of compromising. You understand what I'm saying? So, okay, believe what they're saying. All right, let's keep going. Number whatever it is. Men, ladies, understand this about the man. The average man, when you say marriage, he wants to own a house before he gets married. The average man wants to own a house. Studies show that a man, hear me very carefully, a man thinks about owning a house more than he thinks about a lot of things. And if he does not own that house, he attaches that to his esteem. Have you ever heard a man say, yeah, I want to buy a house before we get married so you can come into, well, he's not lying. That's actually how men think. So that may be a reason why people are not getting married so quickly. Men are saying, I gotta get, and see, owning the house, then you attach it to credit, then you attach it to down payments and all this, all of these things. So it may take time. It takes time to build your credit. It takes time to do all those things. So that may be the delay when it comes to that. All right, let's keep it going, y'all. Keep it going. We got to move quick. I'm almost done. All right. Look, some people they're not really into, the monogamy. Some men like polygamy. And that's a growing phenomenon, by the way. You all be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout. It's growing. People are about to start marrying multiple people. If you don't believe it, just watch. Just watch. So some men, and I'm not just saying men, this is for everybody, but you see it a lot with men. Men just may not want to commit to one person. So marriages, in our minds, marriages, boom, that's a certain level of commitment. Some men are not ready to make that level of commitment. Don't be mad at him. That's actually good news to you. Now you know, all right, what type of person this guy is. I may need to, if you stay, that's on you. But at least I know so I can make the adjustments. So that I can't believe you don't want to commit to me. No, you can't be mad at him. He has the right. Hear me. He has a right at whatever stage of life he's in, and you do as well, to say, well, I'm seeing multiple people. Hear me. I didn't say having sex with multiple people. I'm seeing multiple people. So if a man is at the stage where he's seeing multiple people and he does not want to totally commit to you, that's just where he is, and you have a choice. Stay in that relationship or make your exit. It's simple. Nothing to be mad about. 7.8 billion people in the world. Find somebody else. It's easy. It's simple. Stop crying, start whining. I would prefer, hear me. The issue is, here's the problem. The problem is we get into this relationship and you have me thinking that I'm the only one versus telling me, yo, I still have some other things going on. That's where the issues lie. So if you're going to be a man, bro, she'll respect you being honest on the onset versus, kind of dragging her along and then telling her, oh, yeah. That's what she really can't take. All right. Some people refuse to get married again. Some people have been married before. They don't want to do it again. Simple. Some people just refuse to get married again. 2017, Pew reported that 45% of people said, I am not going to remarry. I have been married before. I'm not remarrying again. So there are some people, they've been married before. They're not doing it again. Period. Ladies, that's the danger of dating a guy that's a little older, that has children. He was married a couple of years, got a divorce. He may not be so he may not be so quick to marry you. I know you think you're God's gift to the universe, but it's not anything wrong with you. It's his personal experience. And I know you're trying to convince him that it won't be the same way. You still have to, him or her, you got to give them room because they've had that experience before. You have to give them room and space and time to decide whether or not they want to be in a legally binding relationship again. Some people are like, no, I'm committed to you. I love you. I ain't going anywhere. But marriage legally binds us. I don't necessarily know if I want to go into that space again. Give that person time. And if you don't want to give him time, you have permission to walk away. It's your life. You're an adult. Make the decision and keep it moving. All right? All right. Now, almost done, y'all. I'm almost done. I'm going to talk to the ladies about what you can do in the meantime while you're waiting to get married. Now, here's the question. Most women want to be married so that they can have children. We're going to talk about what we can do if you're not married, you're getting into your 35s, your 40s, and you're like, man, I don't have any children. I'm not married. I'm trying to do the right thing. I don't want to go out and have sex with somebody just to have children because you're trying to live a decent life according to your religious beliefs. We're going to talk about different options. But let me tell you some things you can be doing while you are waiting to be proposed to. Here we go. Number one, don't wait. While you're waiting to be proposed to, ladies, I'm going to give you 5 things. I'm going to give men 5 things. Ladies, talk to you first. While you're waiting to be proposed to, don't wait. Have this attitude. I'm not waiting on anyone. I'm not waiting on anyone. I'm preparing, but I'm not waiting. Because waiting suggests that one is stagnant and you're waiting on someone to come and rescue you out of the place of singleness. So it tends to, psychologically, it tends to make us kind of idle. So don't wait. Wrap your mind. I'm not waiting. I'm waiting on my husband. No. I'm preparing, but I ain't waiting. And that's why you don't have no money, because you're waiting on your husband. That's why you're broke, can't finish nothing, can't build no school, can't finish school, can't build no business, can't commit to nothing, because you waiting on somebody to say, will you be my wife? Broke is a joke. What my mama said, broke as a doorknob. That's why, because you're waiting. Preparing keeps you progressive. Waiting psychologically keeps you idle. You're not doing anything. And when you start, listen, and somebody needs to tell us, when you start moving to big cities and stuff like that, men, I'm not gonna say certain things because we have different people watching, but there's a certain type of man that likes a woman that's doing nothing. But there's a certain type of man that wants a woman to be doing something. Listen, men who are building, they want to be, because hear me, a man that's making 6 figures and all of that type of stuff, he doesn't want somebody that's coming to try to live off of him. That's how he's thinking. And the reason I'm saying 6 figures, because you ask the average woman, what type of man do you want? What salary do you want him to make? Nobody says $35,000 a year. Nobody says that. Everybody starts at, about 75, 85, like about 6 figures. Like, yeah. Well, a 6-figure man comes with a 6-figure mindset. So a man making that type of money and up, he's looking for a certain type of woman. And he's not looking for a woman to come and just live off of him. He's looking for partnership. You heard me? So if you're not progressive, someone that's successful at that level, he's going to be able to recognize a woman that's doing nothing. A man like me, I'm going to sit and talk to you and be like, oh, Shawty ain't doing nothing. Peace out. I'm good. Check, please. She'll never hear from me again. Like, for example, I'll never forget this. Some years ago, I went out on a date. This lady is a doctor now. She was in medical school when we went out on a date. And I was telling her that, I was saying that, I want to travel. I want to be singing. Got my group, A, B, C, and D. This is what I was heavily pursuing music. You heard me? And so I'm passionate. I'm like telling her about what I want to do, what I'm currently doing to work towards that. And do you know, the only thing her only response to me was, well, when are you going to have time to be at home with the children? Man, listen to me. That was the first and last time I ever saw her other than on Facebook. No. Nuh-uh. I need somebody that's like, they with the progression. They're with they're with the let's build something. No, we ain't gonna be at home with the children and so forth. We ain't got there yet. We talking about building something. You doing the medical school. I'm trying to kill the music gang. You heard me? We can just do this. Like something. We ain't gonna be at home. We ain't gonna have time for the family time. Like, man, what about their money time? You heard me? Right? So some men, hear me. There are certain men that's looking for people that they have a progressive mindset. So number one, don't wait on nobody. Prepare. Don't wait. Number two, personal development. While you are preparing, how do you, let's use this. How do you prepare? Personal development. Get healthy as a person. Deal with some of that baggage that you've tucked away. Deal with your daddy issues. Deal with your mama issues. Deal with your ex issues. Deal with all that internal stuff this is how you prepare. Get this. Marriage is not the place where you just like, oh, I got a bunch of you just in life while you're single. You just collect all this baggage, all this drama, all this hurt, all this pain, walk down the aisle and just say, here my trash, here my baggage, here my stuff. No, bro. Now, all of us, we have baggage, but hear me. Your significant other, your partner, your spouse is not your trash can. You should be thinking, I want to give the best of myself, though there are some parts of me that they're going to see every part of me, but I do not want to make them a human trash can or garbage bag. No. So while you are preparing, get healthy, deal with that internal conflict, go back. Listen, from day to day, go to therapy, do some personal reflection, do whatever you need to do to deal with the trauma in your life. No. If you grew up in an alcoholic background, hear me. If you grew up in an alcoholic background, studies show there are different responses to growing up in an alcoholic background. Some people, it manifests. Some of those responses, it takes your intimacy. Some people, it makes you promiscuous. Some people, it makes you a workaholic. And then some people, it makes you a religious holic. Yes, the trauma of growing up in alcoholic or abusive backgrounds. So don't be like, oh man, my dad was alcoholic. No, you got to ask yourself now, how did that affect me? Because it could inevitably affect my husband, my wife, and my children. So deal with the trauma in your life. Deal. That will keep you busy every single day. How did I respond to that? Deal with those thoughts of, I'm not beautiful. Don't nobody love me. And some of us, watch this. And once you start, get this. And once you start dealing with that stuff, you will start to see that you're not rushing to get married so quickly, because what you find out is the reason that you want to get married so badly is because of that internal conflict. You think that marriage is going to solve the problem of being loved. Many of you, hear me, don't miss this. Many of you want to get married so someone can love you. You've already been defeated. You've already lost. Because when you get married, it's about I'm ready to love someone, not I want to be loved. You heard what I'm saying? So that's why you start to see that as you start dealing with those internal issues, if your dad didn't hug you, if your dad didn't kiss you, if your dad didn't take you out, and all of that stuff, you'll be finding out that the reason you want to get married so badly is because you want to be loved. And as you start healing, you won't be so, though you want to get married, you have an interest, A, B, C, and D, but you'll start to see that your purpose, your priority is not to walk down the aisle so someone can love you. Love me a long time, right? So get healed. Deal with those issues. Deal with abandonment issues. This is why some of us don't have healthy relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, because you have that abandonment issue. So watch this. Even, I'm going to talk about this in a minute. Even with, you got to deal with that, the abandonment issues, because you will be feeling like if y'all have if it's 5 of you all in your circle, 5 friends, and 2 of them hang out and they don't call you, you will take that as rejection. So y'all hanging out now. Y'all. Bro, okay, y'all can hang out. Y'all can be friends. I don't have to be at everything. Healthy people respond that way. If it's 5 of y'all and 2 or 3 of them hang out and they didn't call you, then you automatically think, y'all gonna do what my mama and them did to me, left me and just no, you gotta calm down. The only reason they got together is because they were already on the phone and they were in the same environment. So they just said, let's meet for lunch. It wasn't about you. They love you to death. But if you got abandonment issues, you will always take everybody's action as rejection. Bro, watch this. And that's going to spill over into your marriage. And you'll put your husband in these positions where he has to explain every little thing. Yo, I'm not flirting with her. We were just talking. You'll start saying stuff like, I don't want you talking to nobody when you go to church. Don't talk to ushers. Don't talk to the greeters, because and then you say stuff like this. I just know how women are, bro. Don't nobody want him. You think he fine. They don't think that. Stop assuming that everybody think your man fine. But when you have abandonment issues, you project that. You heard me? So personal development. Number 3, enjoy being single. Y'all talking about, I want to get married. You've never taken yourself to the movies by yourself. You like, for what? You can go to the movies by yourself? Yeah. Popcorn, candy. They got nice drinks. Yeah. Plenty of seats. You can go there by yourself. And it's nothing wrong. Hear me. That's why that personal development is so important, because when you're not internally healthy, you will think that because you are alone, that you're lonely. No, it's good to be alone sometimes. You can hear yourself think. You can hear your thoughts. A lot of times when you're always in the mix, always at the kickback, always around people laughing, all that grinning and skinning, you hear me? A lot of that is a mask to hearing your real thoughts. You don't know how healthy you are until you're by yourself hearing those thoughts. Yeah, real talk. Enjoy being single. Go and travel. Do something, because get this, once you get married, once you get into those committed relationships, I don't care what you say, you won't be able to do everything that you could have done when you were single. Everything changes. You won't be able to hang out with your homegirls like you used to. You won't be able to just, hear me, y'all church girls, y'all be all at the church, we at the church, we at the church, good, we at the church. We got to be in the house of the Lord. We got to be at the worship. We got to be at the altar, wailing before God. That is wonderful. That's what single women do. When you get married, you can't be at the altar wailing before God past 10. My husband, horny and hungry. You got to go home. And you can't be like, he coming against my worship life. Negro, you're married. You heard me? So while you're single, do enjoy being single. Enjoy the freedom. Stop rushing. Hear me very carefully. Enjoy being single. Make purchases that you, watch this, this is general, male and female. Make purchases that you are not going to be able to make when you get married. You ain't gonna be able to just go and buy you a little dress, go and buy you a little, I'm going to get, your money changes. Enjoy being single. Go back to school. This is when you're single, that's the time to go. Can you go back to school when you're married? Yes, it's just not as easy. When you get married, hear me, when you get married, now you got to be like, well, who's going to go back to school first? All right, you go to school first, you finish. Sometimes you'll be like, well, Bae said he's serious about his education. I already have my bachelor's degree. He doesn't have any education, but he wants to go now. I've always wanted to go back and get my master's degree, but I'm going to support Bae's desire to get his education. So you have to put your degree on hold. So that's how it works sometimes. When you're married, you got to be like, some situations people go to school together. Other situations, depending on, because now you got to take out student loans and all these types of things. We go on and on and on and on and on. So you have to think, well, all right, you go to school. It's going to take you what, 4 years? Right, cool. And then I'll go to school, A, B, C, and D. So while you're single, get all your education. Go ahead and get it. There are going to be some things that you cannot do when you get married that you could have done when you were single. All right? Number 3. All right, y'all, here it is. Learn some trades. I'm almost done, y'all. We got to go. Learn some trades. Learn some things as a woman that you don't know. Learn how to cook. Yo, warming up microwave self. You can't cook. Uber Eats, DoorDash, Mr. Delivery. Learn how to cook. Get a cookbook. Download an app. Learn how to cook. Learn how to clean. Pause. Ain't moving. Show over. We need to talk. Learn how to clean, lady. Before you get married, nasty butt, learn how to clean. Send me my Boaz. But you nasty. I ain't about to do it. No. Learn how to cook. Learn how to clean. We'll just hire a maid. Dude, do you know how much a cleaning person, how much that costs? You can save that money. You don't know what kind of budget you will have? What? Learn how to keep a house up. Be able to offer more to that marriage than good sex. And come on, babe, let's take pictures. That's all you're gonna do. Learn how to do some things that you're not necessarily good at right now. Learn how to do some things that you're not good at right now. This is what you can do as you are preparing. Learn how to clean. Now, how do you learn how to clean? Don't assume that you are. So that's what you're learning. Don't be like, I'm clean. You know you're not, or you may not know. So take the proper steps to advance and get better in that. So this man can come home to a clean house. Learn how to sew. Listen, he's about to go to an interview and a button pops off. Be able to like, oh, no problem. Come and take your shirt off. Take your shirt off. Come on. Boom, boom, boom. Learn how to take your shirt off and sew that button. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. Boom. Got you. You look good, baby. Y'all don't even know how to sew anymore. I bet TikTok can't sew for you. Learn how to sew so you can make sure he's always straight. Ladies, learn how to change a tire. Learn how to shoot a gun so you can protect yourself. All right. It's too late. It's 9:30. I've been on too long. Men, while you're waiting or preparing, create a reading discipline. Bro, create a reading discipline. Create a work discipline. Create a work discipline. Stop calling out. Because guess what? When you get married, you can't call out all the time. Because every time you call out, You lose money. So create a reading discipline. Advance mentally. Listen, y'all, I buy as many books as I buy shoes. Create a reading discipline. Create a work discipline. Start building a financial discipline. Bro, start working on your savings. Look at your account now. If you got $500, by the end of the year, say, I got to go. I'm going to save $500 more. Create those financial disciplines. Become better with women, bro. You suck with women. You always turning them off. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Your conversation sucks. So this is what you do while, man, I'm trying to find me a wife. But bro, you're too aggressive. Give me your bag. Learn some finesse. Learn some charisma. All right? Men, I'm talking to you. All right? Men, while you're preparing, every man should have a blue, black, and brown and or suit. And every man, hear me, I'm starting to tell men this. Every man, before you get married, you need to invest in a tailored suit. A tailored suit, not a suit from one of the stores that they measured you on. I ain't talking about that. A tailored suit. You need to invest in a suit that literally lays on your body and nobody else can wear it. This is what you do before you get married, bro. Every man should have a brown, black, blue suit, and every man needs to invest in a tailored suit. That's different from going to K&G and D&K. Find someone to help you to tailor your suit. Develop your hygiene, your personal appearance. Get some dress shoes. Get some dress shoes. If a man say, I ain't got no church clothes, I know he can't dress. If any man say church clothes, he can't dress. If any man refers to a suit as, that's my church clothes, he is a boy, he can't dress. So my dog, dress shoes, not church shoes, dress shoes. Learn how to shine shoes. Learn how to wash white shirts. Make sure you have at least 3 or 4 white shirts. Learn how to iron. Get you at least 3 different types of perfumes. Men, perfumes. Get you a sweet perfume. Get you a spicy perfume. Get you a perfume. Go to the store and say, I need the best cologne or perfume for the spring, the winter, and the summer. Stop spraying Axe spray on you, my guy. Stop. Listen, when your girl comes over, she should not see Axe spray anywhere. All right? Everybody learn first aid. Everybody learn how to swim. I can't wait to have children. But if they go to the pool, you can't save them if they start drowning. So what do you do as you preparing? Learn how to swim. You should not be thinking about children or a husband until you can learn how to swim. Because guess what you're going to do? Be taking pictures on the beach, but you can't save nobody. All right. Men, another thing you can do as you prepare for your wife, stop watching porn. Here's why. Because you're going to be married, and if you have that porn addiction, you're going to do one of 2 things. You're not going to want to have sex with her, or you're going to treat her like a porn star, and she's going to feel like an object, and you're going to pervert the purity of the wedding, the marriage. So while you're preparing for marriage, my guy, stop watching porn. Because you're not going to want to have sex with your wife. Or you're going to want her to do what they do on the porn. Men, while you're preparing, learn how to use a firearm to protect yourself and protect your house. Not to walk around toting it like you a gangster. Learn how to use a firearm. Go to concealed carry classes. Get a safe. Learn how to use a firearm properly, or at least a shotgun or the best home defense weapon that fits you. Get a safe and learn how to shoot it accurately. So she can see that you know how to protect her.